that the laws with respect to how Negroes are supposed to have equal opportunity and equal rights in this country meaningful or believed by whites? And secondly, what then is your opinion and attitude toward the civil rights, and particularly the Reverend Martin Luther King and his philosophy of nonviolent direct action?
If the white people really passed meaningful laws, it would not be necessary to pass any more laws. Already enough laws on the law books to protect an American citizen. You only need addition when you're dealing with someone who's not regarded as an American citizen. But whites are so hypocritical. They don't want to admit that the real citizen, you need no more laws. You need no civil rights legislation. Civil rights, when you have civil rights, you have citizenship. It's laws to protect their citizenship because they're citizens. But they don't want to tell us we're not citizens. And at the same time, that are meaningful enough to protect us as if we were citizens. And the Supreme Court desegregation decision is the best example I know. That's a law. From the 10 years have gone by. No desegregated schools. It hasn't been implemented beyond, I think, 9% in 10 years. So this journey of the American white man, they talk out of both sides of their mouth. And for this reason, we who are Muslims, that is, who believe in God, we don't believe that black people will ever get any problem with laws being passed or white liberals being put in office. There is nothing that the white man will ever do to bring about true, sincere citizenship or civil rights recognition for black people in this country. Nothing will they ever do. They will always talk it, but they won't practice it. The Supreme Court, if the NAACP can tell me that they want a desegregation decision for me 10 years ago, but yet the schools haven't, as I say, this is a victory with no victory. It's a victory that you can talk about, but it's a victory you can't show me. So if you represent the NAACP about this great victory you won for me, when I look at you, I have to conclude that either you have been duped yourself or else you are trying to dupe. And in most instances where the civil rights struggle is involved, there is no civil rights leader can point to me one concrete, practical gain that black people have made in the civil rights field in this country, not only during the past 10 years, but during the past 100 years.
The power is in our hands. We are not destined to be the servants of white folk. Destiny of black folk. No way. And we have to change this idea because many of us are still operating on that. As I said this morning, many of us go to these schools to become what? Qualified to work for him. Why do we assume that they're going to have the jobs for us? They're having difficulty making jobs for themselves. The greatest problems that the Europeans are facing today, and the European economies are facing, not generating enough jobs for their own people. And even though America is bragging about the millions of jobs, those jobs are part-time jobs. The bulk of them are part-time jobs, low-wage jobs, and jobs that have little. So when people talk about creating jobs, you got to ask what kind of jobs are being. That is why, of course, this system is not investing in black education. Needs black people to maintain its employment structure. You see it bringing in people from outside of the nation. You see it even is hiring in the world itself, in other nations and other places. Already, it has reached the point where its need for black males is pretty much saturated. And it is warehousing us in the jails and prisons and provoking us to kill each other and to destroy each other. And yet we are still organizing the education of our children as if the white man still has jobs waiting for them. How different our education would be if we sent our children to school to create jobs for themselves.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, Cassidra? How you doing today?
I am good. How about you?
Every day above is a good day, right?
You ain't kidding. You ain't lying. You see that video I just showed you? They tearing up Mexico, boy. Did you see that video? They beating them crackers up in Mexico.
Yes.
They actually going into their businesses and busting up the business. Oh man, Trump got a mess. That dude got a mess globally. They told him to get out of Mexico. Lord have mercy. I hope my electric don't go out. It's storming really bad down
That's
here.
Funny.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's storming here too.
Yeah, I hope it don't.
It's storming here too.
Blinking, so I hope it don't go off, you know. Can you hear me okay?
If you cut it off, we wait for you to. Yeah, you good. You sound good to me.
Okay.
And if we go out, then I'll just wait for you to come back on. And if I go out, then I'll try to come back on because I'm having the same issue too. So.
Okay, cool.
All right. Cassidra, before we get to it, we're gonna talk about something positive. And
if you can find something positive.
I got something positive, so we can start off with something nice. Have you seen this? Where the black dads was out there.
Oh no!
I showed it last time.
Okay, look at there. With they black babies and not hybrids, right? Hybrid babies, the black babies.
Yep.
Courtney Davis and
black
father Leah Davis. Big Twan, man. This is Myla.
Rendell. I'm with my daughter Savannah.
I'm Vic. We're doing V3, 53rd. Excited to be out here at the next road.
Miles, I'm here with Maddox. This is my son. Right, my name is Brendan Hall. I'm with Elijah, and he's 2 years old. I'm Javaria, father of two. Amory, and Amara.
My name is 1 year old, and I got a 3-year-old Jace right here.
My name is Kyle, and I'm a father to Nadia, Amira, and my son Carson.
Awesome. I love it.
See that?
This is so nice. I'm loving it.
What you think about that?
I love it. Oh my God, I'm loving it. I am loving it. Oh my God, that's so exciting. I love it. You know what? I've seen a difference in Black people. I don't know if you have or not, but I'm seeing a difference in them. Us coming together more. Like, when Phil was talking about delineation, I think because we've delineated from them, we're coming more toward our own. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and this one from like 5 years ago.
Oh wow, I love it. I love it. They need to do more of that. Don't stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shouts out to that.
Yes, I love it. Awesome.
Yeah, shouts out to that right there,
Yes. Oh man, yes.
Now, and I want to show this because this is like we got the stuff that we need to be talking about here, and it's gonna come back up because first of all, I sent you this the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. This brother got sentenced to 400 years for being a getaway driver. Now, he was innocent. He wasn't even a driver. But even if he was, they gave him 400 years for being a getaway driver.
And didn't even kill nobody.
And
He should have killed everybody in that courtroom. If I'm gonna get 400 years, I'm gonna get it for something. Jesus, that's crazy. What in the world? This is I'm telling you, I've seen some crazy stuff. What about the other young man that they gave him like so many years, like 40 years for this and life for this, and he had like 15 accounts, and every account was like life to 15 years. I swear, I was like, what in the world? That dude ain't never getting out. They are just giving you overtime right now. They pouring it down. So if you get in trouble, they are double downing on that time. So I'm telling you, that's crazy.
And
nobody died.
Anthony in the building, appreciate it. I don't know if y'all. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but he was just a getaway driver. Well, he wasn't even in the crime.
He wasn't in the car. What do you mean?
But just because he drove a same. No, he wasn't the getaway driver. They just said he was, so he was innocent.
What?
On top of that.
What the hell? What's going on?
He was just in the wrong color car.
I don't care.
He just had the same kind of car.
You know what? See, this is ridiculous. See, that's when folks are supposed to get out of town. What you sitting around for? Knowing they're trying to put you in jail for something you didn't do. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. He didn't even do it, so he gonna go to jail anyway.
No, keep him. He went to jail for 34 years.
This system, these crackers.
So,
that's why.
And keep in mind, this is Florida.
And you see what happened in Texas happen, right? And it's Florida, Texas. All I'm getting, Ohio, Florida, Texas. All I'm gonna get it. And this is the reason right here. How you get somebody all that time and he didn't do it? They knew he didn't do it, but he's there 40-some years. That's crazy.
34 years, yeah.
I'm getting out. I'm serious.
Guess what? He got. Guess what? He got $1 million for his time in prison.
What the hell is $1 million?
They gave him $1 million.
What the hell is that? You lost your whole life.
My bad.
$1 million.
Yeah.
These crackers gonna get it. These hybrids gonna get it. I swear it is.
Look, hold on. I'm gonna play it because it's only a minute.
Sidney Holmes was sentenced to 400 years in prison when he was 23 years old after being wrongly convicted of serving as a getaway driver in a 1988 robbery near Fort Lauderdale. Holmes says he was at home with his family. Next thing he knows,
I was 1 year old, maybe like 1 or 2. I was like 1.
He was being taken.
I had no knowledge of a robbery, had any knowledge of anything where somebody been robbed.
He spent 34 years in prison.
Oh my God.
I turned the anger into success. Theology degree. I got paralegal certification, computer certification.
Decades after the guilty verdict, Broward County State Attorney Harold Pryor conducted an investigation into the case.
And really the only identifying factor was that there was a yellow Oldsmobile. And at that time in the late 80s, if you look at the history of the yellow Oldsmobile, most common vehicle.
Holmes was freed in 2023, but received no compensation despite a Florida law that gives anyone who was wrongfully convicted $1,000 for every year spent in prison. And that was because of a prior criminal history. But a claims bill was passed earlier this year. Governor Ron DeSantis signed and approved a $1.7 million payment to the now 59-year-old.
So they wasn't going to give it to him.
What?
In the first, like after that, they was like, yo, so you're supposed to get $50,000 for every year that you in jail. But Florida wasn't going to give it to him.
You better get everything
like Ron DeSantis gave it to him.
That's crazy. How do you do that?
Man.
How does something like that happen? I'm at home with my family. I have people that said I'm at home, but you want to say you just want to pin somebody something. You just want to pin that murder or whatever, that robbery on somebody. So you just grab anybody off the streets because they have the same car. That just don't even sound right to me. 34 years for something you didn't do? That's crazy to me. His life is done. That's so stupid.
He was 23 and then he 59 now when he got out. He was 23 when he went in.
Oh my God.
And now keep in mind now that was Florida, so that's gonna come back up later when we get talking about it, because that's Florida. Right, because I want to see all of the protests out there for any of these brothers out here.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
exactly.
Also, Cassidra, I don't know if you've seen this, but this dude just murdered these 2 teenagers, and then they, but this happened like a week ago.
A Chicago Park District lifeguard in court today charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder in the shooting of 2 teens in Douglas Park late Thursday night. And tonight, new details what the suspect told police at the scene. Chicago lifeguard Charles Leto making his first court appearance.
So this dude was supposed to be a lifeguard.
How old is he? Like 90?
Right.
How you a lifeguard at 90? He a lifeguard. Where he work? What? How you get to be a lifeguard at 90? Oh my God. Go ahead. Oh God, I'm sick of these people. Please, God, I'm so sick of them.
It's gonna show the video.
Oh my God, I cannot stand it. Because I thought you said this was gonna be. What a good. I thought you.
We're going to this is. I only did this. Well, the first video is the positive. That's the only positive thing we might have.
Oh, you didn't mean these.
No, we got a positive thing at the end too. So.
Okay.
No, I mean these. Because I'm looking. I want to be.
He a lifeguard. He a 90-year-old
like clear here, like because people acting brand new, like. But people be trying to gaslight us, like we just make. Be saying or something. And I'm trying to see anybody like because at the end of the day, like I can show these all the time, and we got no other choice ourselves and protect ourselves and do what we have to do, you know. But you can see this video because these are 2 young teenagers walking, minding their business.
Following the shooting of 2 teenagers at a crowded basketball court near the swimming pool in Douglas Park Thursday night. According to court documents, seen the 55-year-old from Lakeview was asked, "Are you shot?" To which he replied, "I'm not shot. I'm the lifeguard." This survey, Fox 32, captures the seconds leading up to the shooting. According to eyewitnesses at the scene, Leto was fixing his bike when he was approached by a 14-year-old boy who has been identified as the cousin of Laquan McDonald, who was shot and killed by Chicago police. Police officer Jason Van Dyke, 14. Leto reportedly got into a verbal exchange with the 15-year-old before pulling a handgun from a backpack and opening fire, striking the 15-year-old in the back and the 14-year-old in the neck.
The girl, this sister, you know, she probably a young, like 14, 15, standing right behind him. So if he had missed and hit her, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Now he was like, I think 14.
They are psycho. I'm convinced that these are psycho people who shouldn't be even allowed to live amongst other people. Seriously, they need to be in their own cages, in their own neighborhoods, in their own everything. We should not have anything to do with them. Nothing. No going to their grocery stores. No, nothing. This is the only way we're going to get free of our lives not being in danger. And people tell me how dangerous Africa is. I go, I'm more afraid of here than I am there. I swear. What they gonna do? Take my phone over there? But you lose your life here. This is crazy for no reason. What was they talking to him? Did he say something to the man, or why would he just shoot?
No, it looked like the brother was walking up, and a girl right here was walking across the street. Looked like he was going over to her, and then the white dude thought he was walking to him and said something to him. And then he probably was like something like that. And then he just pulled out a gun and shot him. You saw how quick it was. Now watch. They walking up the street, and then he just look how quick he shot him.
From a backpack and opening fire, striking approached by at the scene. Leto was fixing his bike when he was approached by a 15-year-old boy and a 14-year-old boy who has been identified of Laquan McDonald, who was shot and killed by Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke in 2014. Leto reportedly got into a verbal before pulling a handgun from a backpack and opening fire, striking the 15-year-old in the back and the 14-year-old in the neck. The Fitch pronounced dead at Stroger Hospital. Tonight, the 14-year-old is in critical condition.
Oh my God.
Prosecutors say while there is video of the conference audio, court documents that a third person was shot at and that Leto was never in any danger, despite telling police me and followed me. I defended myself. "I have a license." Following his arrest, police determined Leto does possess a valid FOID card, including a concealed carry license. Tonight, Charles Leto is charged with first-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder, along with other charges. He's being held without bond until trial.
Okay, you better keep him in jail, honey, because I tell you what, Pookie and Ray Ray better make it happen. Seriously, they let him out, make it happen, and they can make it happen in jail. Seriously, that's uncalled for. So you mean that baby lost his life for what? For nothing? Because I'm black? Because I'm breathing today? That's sad. That's so sad. Didn't you imagine his family? Your baby died for nothing because somebody is psycho as hell and they gave him a gun. These people are not people. They are not sane. They don't, and I'm gonna say it again, they do not need to be around us, period. For us to be safe, it is imperative for us to get away from them immediately. Immediately. And we don't understand that yet. You can't be they can't be trusted. Every time you look up, they're doing something for no reason. Just because I'm black and just because I'm black, you get to free fall because I'm fearing my life because the boy wasn't even walking up to him, wasn't even around him, right? That's crazy. That's somebody's baby there you just killed for no reason. So that whole family got to go through all this trauma and drama for what? He needs to die. He needs to freaking die today. That same day when he did what he did, somebody should have taken him out. Seriously. See, I swear. Because this is just uncalled for. Now that mother got to go through all this trauma and drama because he's an idiot. Because he shouldn't be breathing today. I tell you what, they let him out. That mama ought to handle her business. I swear. Go ahead. This is crazy.
No,
this is too much. This is crazy.
And
that's a baby. He's 14, and you sitting up there feeling
so anyway,
threatening of a 14-year-old. Lord, forecast these people, these people,
and that's why it is important to for you to realize. I mean, that's why it's important as parents. You have to make sure that your child is aware of their surroundings, to say the least. You know what I'm saying?
Have to.
I would say have them prepared, and so
all them gang members, and you couldn't find one gang member that had a gun.
Deal with the consequences.
But you know what, forecast? All them gang members in Chicago, and nobody had a gun around them. Nobody could have handled that business right there. Nobody. Okay. I hope they send his ass to Alcatraz with the alligators. Go ahead. That's crazy.
Oh no. Because you are depending on the American legal system here, where
whatever,
it doesn't generally hold well for you, I'm saying, as black people. But see, like we get confused, and I think that we are terrified, and really we want people to be in charge of us. And the point is, like, you know, you are a different class or whatever. You know what class you're the slave class. You're the slave labor. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, because Cassidra, let's start talking. I want to play the videos for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get to what we're talking about today with the birthright thing. So
is we are going to go over. We'll look at this video coming from. I think this is NBC, if I'm not mistaken.
It just made it easier.
And the title of the video is called "They Used Us." Latino voters in Florida react to Trump's deportation measures, and you can already tell by this screen, this lady is already pissed off, like she's feeling some type of way about it. But who cares? Let's get into it.
A wave of one of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now,
that song, there's that Donald Trump song. I vote for Donald Trump. I'll admit that song is funny. It is funny. It's funny. It's even funnier now because of what's happening. I vote for Donald Trump. Let me wait a little bit. Let me run it back again.
Loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants.
Donald
Now,
Trump.
speaking
about for Donald Trump.
When he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago at his residency hearing.
So he was given an appointment to go to ICE. You told him before he left for that appointment, you don't have anything to worry about.
She literally sent her husband to be deported. She literally sat up there and told her husband to his face before he left that you don't have nothing to worry about. And now she's sitting here across from this reporter without her husband because he didn't come back.
Done anything.
Instead, he was transferred to Texas, where we spoke to him from his detention center.
Ariel, ¿qué piensas sobre este momento con respecto a la deportación?
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. So.
Can't say that they weren't born, but oh well, F them. Hey, exactly.
No mas. That's what they say.
For being a member for 20 months. Yeah, they were warned so many times. But see, they thought they was getting something out of the deal, but they weren't getting nothing out of it. Now look at it.
You're outside of it. You can't vote. Pero te sientes decepcionada. Do you feel disappointed?
Me siento mal porque sé que.
Cassidra, newsflash, they be lying. They be lying to people. Guess what, Cassidra? Did you know that they be lying
all the time?
That's news to me.
That's crazy.
Creían en él.
You feel that the rest of them believed in him.
It's a concern Democratic strategists are capitalizing like these, calling Republican lawmakers traitors. Still, here in Florida, Trump won almost 70%.
Yeah,
you know what I say?
When it's
them
70%,
looking stupid in the face than you.
Ain't that crazy? He told them exactly. And the sad part is he told them what he was going to do. He said, I'm going to deport you. And they still voted him in. That's just like black people voting against their own best interest. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That makes no. He told him,
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't like the poor white people and the other ones that try to think they white, but they not white. You know what I'm saying? They finding out that they not white now. Like, you see, the Republicans do to them what the Democrats do to black people. But I'm sitting here saying, like, well, we would be the ones that be saying, like, well, Kamala Harris this and she ain't gonna do nothing for black people, so we can't complain. So we would be the only ones looking stupid. At least now everybody pissed off. We ain't the only ones pissed off now. Like, I'm happy that you finally waking up about and ready to do something, because Cassidra, if where they gonna send you at, Cassidra, when you gotta get kicked
they're
out?
not gonna send me nowhere because Cassie is out. I got my ticket already, so they're not gonna send me anywhere. I'm just saying. But I do believe that we're next. I do believe that. I do believe that people say, oh, Trump is not going by the Constitution right now. Black folk fail to realize that. That dude is picking up people that's citizens. Do you hear me? Citizens of the United States. And they told you once they deport you somewhere, anywhere, you're not coming back. Even if he was wrong, you're not coming back. So you really believe that they're not coming after black people? Y'all got to be crazy. Oh, they're coming after us. Trust and believe that.
The thing is, though, Cassidra, I think that it's going to be a different way of coming. You going back to slavery. They're not going. Well, they're going to send you to Africa where all the resources at. It would be damn if I'm going to send you over there.
But guess what? They're already making up. They're already talking to Rwanda, and they're already collecting. You know, Rwanda, the Congo. It was somebody somewhere else that they have been already talking to people there about. You know, so I don't put anything past them. I'm telling you, it's going to get really bad. Did you see what Ricky Smiley said? It's going to get really bad for black people here. People don't understand. Trump said he wants to take it back to where it was. Yeah. He wants to take it back to where it was. What does that mean? White again?
But,
and black folks say, oh, we're citizens.
We're going to get to it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you're gonna send me
Yeah, but you're
nowhere,
not a
honey. I
citizen.
got my ticket. You're gonna send me nowhere. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, they're gonna send you to jail. That's what they're gonna.
Or to pick them damn
They send you
strawberries
to the
for them
cotton field.
crackers.
That's what they
They're
send
gonna
you.
put you. They're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
put black.
yeah. They send Florida.
Exactly. That's what they're gonna send you. Because they already said black folk, y'all not
That's
coming
where
to
they're
pick
gonna
out
send you,
cherries.
right?
Well, you ain't gonna send me out there. I'm not picking nobody's strawberries. I don't give a damn if
Oh
you don't
yeah,
never
trust
put
me.
another
Like
strawberry in your
I'm
mouth.
telling you.
But you see what they try to do to the Haitians, and the Haitians start fighting. Them people coming out there thinking they was gonna mess with the Haitians in Little Florida. What was that? Old Haitian land, a Haitian city? Them Haitians came out and whooped on their behind.
Yeah, the question is, what you gonna do? All right, so we're gonna get to that part too.
Of the Cuban American vote in 2024.
Look at that. Look at that. This was 68% of the Cuban American vote. That's just the Cuban American vote. That's just a part of their diaspora. That's a huge part at that. That's 18% over half that voted for Donald Trump. That's gonna get stuck in my head. That's crazy. Now it makes you wonder what the percentages is for the other groups. If that's 68%, because remember you got the Dominicans, you got the Puerto Ricans.
Desperate, terrified. There are people with mental health issues. There are people with anxiety attacks. They'd rather die than go back to Venezuela, and then
People
have
are
to stop.
talking about.
Listen to that. She said these people have panic attacks and they die than go back to Venezuela.
Oh well.
Oh man, bad over there.
You better Trump told him you better deport yourself. That's what he told him. You better deport yourself. So he get to you. I'm telling you.
And business, Venezuelan business owner who asked us not to use his name to protect his business and fellow owners said the political instability has led to a 20%.
20% drop in revenue from your business, and you want to be anonymous.
But he's showing his
he
face.
Already knows what will happen if you get that name out. He's gonna be like, hold on, thumb through this right quick and see if we can find this name in our registry.
This affects your clients.
Yeah, this whole face on the thing.
After that,
That's stupid.
Get out of the car, and then he put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, "How did I get into this country? And if I was waiting for court or if I have any case." And I told him I was an American citizen. And he looked at his other partner like, smiling, like saying, "You believe this guy?" Because he asked the guy, "You believe him?"
Machado said.
And eventually, the man was let go, but he said,
"All right,
who holds a green card?" So let's see what they're talking about on here.
No one deserves to go.
Now this is South Florida here, because we were just talking about the brother who was in jail for 30-some years down in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing is, right? Because we we'd be like, it's gonna get bad. Like it's been bad for a long time here. Saying like all of these things have been specifically happening to us, like the hopping out, getting your, you know what I'm saying, like putting the handcuffs on and putting you, because that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where is the guns and the drugs at? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm calling you because somebody else did something to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's something. Like, I wouldn't even call them. I wouldn't dare.
I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, that's the last time I ever did. I was like,
I would never call them for nothing. If I can't handle it, then it don't get handled. Seriously, I would not call them to save my dog. Do you hear me? I would call their answers for nothing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, but
and because every time they come, somebody
we're gonna keep going. And see, they thought that they could like fit in. Like they were like, oh well, like how every group
well, how
black people
how did they
try to fit into American culture?
But how did they think they was gonna fit in when the man told him he's going to deport you? How do you think you're going to fit in? It don't make sense. I don't understand what they were thinking. He told you, just like Kamala Harris. And see, that just sounds like how we be doing it when Kamala told us, hey, I'm not doing anything for you, but then we still went out and voted for her. That makes no sense to me. That's mental illness.
It makes no sense. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like all of this is still the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference is we would be the one getting blood. We would be the ones hurting the most either way. You know what I'm saying? But now at least Black people can focus on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna go all the way there yet. So I'm gonna keep going before we go all the way.
More than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love,
now it's
connection,
about
and
being
presence.
human.
The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is system that allows.
So listen to now. This is the same girl that did this.
My vote again is to deny the request for commission medical.
When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like it came.
See, when it was only Black, when it was mostly Black men and Black people filling the systems and the grapes, it was okay.
Yep.
Negroes should have pulled yourselves up by the bootstraps and made the most of all of these opportunities in this great old America here, this corporation of America. You did this and you should have did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But let me find out yourself.
Sort of revelation. I question my beliefs.
Because that's what I'm saying. We would be the only ones sitting here. Everybody else would be sitting there laughing at us, and we would be like, Kamala Harris did say that she wouldn't do nothing for Black. Well, at least this way, now everybody is looking stupid in the face, not just us. You know what I'm saying? But we would have been the only ones looking stupid. Now at least everybody looking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm so glad we're not by ourselves. Yeah, I'm glad we ain't by ourselves because she sure was gonna get. She was gonna tear our hands up. She had all them immigrants over here. Gate was wide open, just walking through the gate. Ain't talked to nobody. I ain't never been to Mexico, and I've never been to a country where I didn't have to show my passport. And they wanted to, you showed your face, and you had to tell them where you was going. You had to tell them where you were seeing. They didn't do any of that when these immigrants was coming in and out of that, across the border, just free. Just, do. Nobody stopped them. Nobody said anything. That's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Well, except for when they like whipped the Black ones at the border.
Oh, yeah. With that horse rope, the little whip.
Yeah. Well, all right, so let's say I keep crying. The
Choices and my role in all of it. My vote wasn't just a mistake. It was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them.
Wow.
Oh, but before we get to that, what did she say? I want to make sure y'all paying attention to what she said.
Wow.
And even put it in air quotes.
That's crazy. Did she say she
was one of them?
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, she said she thought she was one of them.
They
all do though. The Asians have done this thing.
They do.
The minority, The Arabs have. I'm saying, and I will never ever stand up for near Asian, Arab, none of those, no immigrant ever.
Never.
For me voting for no Democrat ever.
Never. Ever. And
even put it in air quotes too. She said that.
Like Outcast, like ever.
Ever.
For the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believe the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging.
Obtained by ICE.
I could go back and change
now
it.
that it's affecting her, now it's a problem, you know. So
should have been a problem before.
now we got to do something.
Ending birthrights.
When it was happening to guess who? Just us.
It was fine then.
They'd be like, "Oh, well, you coming for you next?" How are they gonna come for us next when they've been doing this to us for 700 years? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling
and my
you.
thing is, we learned how every single other group that's not us has stabbed us in the back trying to be down with it every time. And if you fight for them, they're gonna stab you. And it's like one of the first times that we collectively like let everybody fall, and I'm glad of it. I hope everybody falls.
I can't believe that we did it though. Because since when we've ever done this before?
It's some Negroes fighting.
Well,
you see a lot of Negroes mad at us now, Cassidra. So that's all right.
Yeah, them foreigners, they mad. They big mad.
Comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation.
What? Like seriously? Then why doesn't the country?
So I work at a court.
All right, let me play this girl here. So we can start getting through it because we're gonna.
Donald Trump made the decision. It's time for you to leave. But you're mad at Donald Trump.
So I have a question for Black Americans who think that this ruling does not apply to them. If America could go back and change anything in the course of American history, what is that thing that you think that they would do? Because I have an answer. What I think they would do. One, annihilate the Native American community so they don't exist today.
Oh yeah, because there's a bunch of Indians walking around right now. You know, there's the Chris Rock joke. He was like, "When the last time you seen like 3 Indians together just walking around?" She said they would go back and do it. What is she talking about? They would do that. They annihilated them fools.
Oh my God.
And they tried to be down. They tried to be down and tried to enslave us. They stabbed us in the back. And by the way, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. Speaking of the Indians, hyenas, all of that stuff. This is 1521. I'm not gonna play this video. Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna play the video. This is long. You can look it up. The Wolof Slave Revolt of 1521, where the Africans taught the Taino Native Indians how to fight them, right? To the point where they was putting up a war the whole time. So you look at it, and then I said,
what was the name of it?
Put it in. The Wolof Slave Revolt of 1521. It's the Wolof tribe. So
oh wow. Okay.
So I just put it in. The Wolof, they called it the Equilana. They put the Taino betrayed the black people. So these
the same people that black folk walk around saying they are
people, black people.
Okay.
This is the first documented.
Is this the same Indians that black folks say they're part of now?
Or Taino? Some people would be like Taino, yeah.
Okay.
This is especially in Dominican Republic. Yeah, and this is before it was Dominican Republic, Haiti, and all of that stuff. And so they basically agreed to catch the black people as part of a peace treaty. This is the first time they stabbed you in the back. You know what I'm saying? And so, in order for them to get their freedom,
they had to give up somebody.
Now it's 1521, and it's now 15, 17, 18. All right, so that's 504 years, and they still stabbing you in the back. Ain't that something?
You gonna stab me?
504 years. So
you get one time. You
still got
my ancestors. I'm not. Nope, I ain't have nothing to do with you. Nope, not interested.
Yeah, they got you the
You
first
see
time.
that video where that white woman asked black folk to come and help them? Did you see that? I'm gonna have to send that to you later.
I think
that was.
So,
you see, he was on field.
Yeah,
and she was begging black folk to help her. You got to be crazy. I wouldn't care what y'all happened to y'all.
So
I have a question for Black Americans. This rule does not apply to them. If America could go back and change anything in the course of American history, what is that thing that you think that they would do? Because I have an answer. What I
so
think
we heard that part.
One, annihilate the Native American community so they don't exist today.
No, they would have
Because
made your ass
colonization
slaves
much
and
better
kept you
if
as
you
slaves.
these people
You
of the
would have
land,
never
because
been
then you can always
free.
pretend you own. And two, they would never give y'all your
That's
rights. They would never give some shit.
You
They
guys
would
just
write the law in such a way to make sure that you specifically would not have access to citizenship.
they will write it in specific persons or whatever, right? Saying and put it in the law. Now I'm not gonna keep doing this whole thing with the third, because that's what people go to. But specifically, ask yourself where in the Constitution or anything person, and it's saying that it overturned it, but the law only said all persons born in or naturalized in the United States. Of a person, though, it never ever said that you're not a 3/5 of a person. Show me any law or any and like if you stand up for yourself, you get charged. Like the brother Carmelo Anthony will get charged and probably whatever, but it's a difference in the law. It's a difference in how the law is processed. You know, Malcolm X even said if you need regulations, that means it doesn't apply to you. And the thing about America has always been the great question is what are we going to do with these Negroes? You know what I'm saying? That's what you hear in every political debate. You know?
Pay us reparations and we can go. You ain't got to do nothing with us. We got this.
Anyway.
Give me my reparations and I'll excuse myself.
Who's going to do their labor? Who's going to create their things? Who's going to give them the blood, sweat, and tears that they need?
Oh, black folk ain't never going back in slavery.
That nation, you can't take the blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know.
Black folk ain't never going back to slavery. They may try it, but that ain't gonna work. It'll be a civil war. That will, I do believe, will cause a civil war with that. I do believe that is something we will fight for. It's gonna take something. It's gonna take some forecast for us to actually get busy. You know what, with them. And I think that will be the camel that broke. You know, that would be the straw that broke camel's back right there. That's what I believe.
Well,
I really, and it's gonna be good because I'm telling you, we're not going back to no field. That's out.
The thing is, and that's the thing, what's she gonna do?
These young folk,
and that's all it is. It's like
these young folk, honey, they not going to know. You know, your niece, do you have nieces and nephews like the 20 and they not going to no field, honey. They ain't going to nobody's field. You can count on that. I guarantee you that. They may think they're gonna do it, but they not. There is no way on God's green earth that black folk going back to slavery. They may try, but it ain't gonna work. That's a no. I don't believe.
Yeah,
I really don't believe we're going back.
I hope so. I hope you're right. I'm on your side. I hope you're right. But
well, y'all stay here. I'm gonna be out.
Negroes
So
are pretty scared out here.
I'm gonna be out. So I'm just telling you, it won't be me.
We're pretty scared out here, Cassandra.
I ain't that scared.
La única comunidad que nos va a sacar de los negros
100%.
americanos.
100%.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are
what the hell is she saying?
the only one that are not gonna get, and you cannot put it. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped up.
All right. So she's saying black people. She basically saying, "Oh, black people is the issue now. Now we need them," basically, and saying, "Oh, they do all of these things, and we need them now."
Oh no, you can forget it.
By Cubans, they are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out. Because it is not.
She said she's glad that they didn't come out because they didn't do nothing. And the other girl said, "I'm not. They still should be doing what the hell we want them to do because you know." So at the end of the day, what we are supposed to be is the slave class. You are the slaves. That's the thing that you have to understand. That's why you don't got to worry.
That's
You are
what
you're supposed to put aside whatever you need and put yes, you know, and that's why the Europeans is going to have right back out there getting them strong. You ain't going back to no damn. They're not going to put you near Africa to go on your own to make your own resources. We're going to get down the. You're going to go pick them strawberries. And you're gonna sing them Negro spirituals so we can enjoy it and make money off.
Going to save the Latinos, and I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them. Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. And I'm not going to talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community. I'm Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. So victimize themselves. That African Americans are the only
Cubans talk crazy about us.
And they want us to come and save them. I got some sand to count in Myrtle Beach. Okay, got to count the sand on the beach in Myrtle Beach. Yeah, wish I would go.
I got to start over. You talking to me made me start over.
Oh Lord.
think that they all victimize themselves. That all of the African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latino. So you better start kissing. If you're gonna kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black.
Ooh, did she say that?
Oh Lord.
Did she say that? Ooh, come on, kiss it. Still ain't gonna help you. You can kiss it all you want. I ain't coming.
I ain't gonna help you, none.
I ain't coming.
As you remember, this was
George Floyd. They was making
they were talking crazy.
No more money for you. Bye bye.
No more money for you.
No more money for you.
No help for you. No help for you.
It's lazy. You lazy.
No help for you. How about that? No help for you. That's what I say. No help for you. He said no more money for you. No help for you.
And then of course this.
Hey, respectfully, where are the Latinos speaking up on the black folks that's getting hung in the trees? Because y'all real quiet. Y'all want us to stand for y'all.
Oh no,
but
okay, bro. You know you could come back on. You got to tell me in the regular chat. I can't see the back chat in here while I'm on here. You got to put it in the regular chat. But yeah, you can come back on here, bro. Yeah, I'll play this.
Oh, I didn't know he was backstage.
Yeah, I can't see the back chat.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, let me know on the regular chat, and then I can see it. And then because I'll be sharing the screen.
Yeah, you can't see
I
none
can't
of
see
that
the back.
yeah.
But yeah, no, you can come on here, my brother. Yeah, if you still on there, you can come on here. If you still listening.
Speaking up on the black folks that's getting hung in the trees. Because y'all real quiet. Y'all want us to stand for y'all, but y'all don't want to stand with us.
Come on now. That's right. Come on.
See how that work? When it's happening.
Because you saw and heard there.
Oh man. So you heard that.
That's right. Hey, where you at? Where was they at when we get hung in them trees? And when George Floyd got his neck peeled on, they was laughing. Talking about he was a drug dealer, a drug addict, or something they said. Some little lie they put out there.
Or your boy George Zimmerman, of course. You know,
yeah.
Who was one of them. Well, anyway. Now this dude here probably talking because he got an Asian girlfriend or something. She probably even got kicked out the country. But
well, maybe we need to go and report his address so she can't get kicked out the country. Go ahead.
All right, so
it's really a bunch of black folks and niggas that believe hear these white supremacists talking about overturning birthright citizenship that don't account for them. I didn't have to remind them, hey, listen, man, listen, man.
They didn't want us to have it in the first place.
But I go on and put my educator hat though, and try to walk them through the history, like the context and the specific legislation around how the Black experience shapes the legal idea of birthright citizenship. For the people in right citizenship in America, that whole notion from a legal standpoint is always codified around the Black experience. When Dred Scott, this is justice, said the word citizen was never intended for or to apply to people of African descent. Therefore, we don't give a damn about this nigga talking about. The Constitution does not apply to him. The Constitution was never implied for people like you when it comes to the word citizen. The 14th Amendment had to come back and say, actually, is the 14th Amendment, but that cleaned it up.
But it did not, though. It did not, though, you know. And I'm not going to keep, because I said it last time we was talking about the 14th Amendment, and that's why I'll be like, I said this, like, now everybody is talking about the 14th Amendment, but I was trying to get people to talk to me about this like 2 years ago, and I was trying to tell them, you have never been a citizen, right?
Never.
It doesn't apply to you. That's why
slaves.
This is always different for you. You know what I'm saying? You are the slave class.
Yes, right? That's why they can still kill us and no problem. Nothing happens because we're not citizens of the United States. And people don't understand that. But that's the story of another day.
You're not even a person to them.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, because people don't even realize how they be talking about like the Electoral College, but you know, and how they use like the 3/5 law today. You know, a prisoner cannot vote, right? And you know, the most locked up graphic would be Black men, especially for nonviolent things. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they did. That's why they did.
But you know, the prison population still counts in the state population, which still includes like how much budget they get, but it still also counts with the Electoral College. So the more population you have, the more your weight. So you know, they could send prisoners from California to
and that's why they
Florida, which would increase the population, which would increase the voting thing. And
you see,
although that these brothers cannot vote.
And they keep shifting them around. They'll leave them in a system for, you know, for one reason or another. And then they'll turn around and transfer them out to another reason. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's all a setup. And if people really understood why it was all set up like that, they would lose their minds. Set up for a reason. All of this, everything about them is always a reason why they do what they do with us, but it's to benefit them. Go ahead, 4K.
You know, a citizen doesn't have to go to war to fight a war for them. I'm saying, but anyway.
So when you start hearing them talking about passing executive, you know what I'm saying, orders to overturn birthright citizenship, you are a motherfucking fool like Black people. And when they start talking about it, deport people from within and sending the homegrown criminals to El Salvador. Who's most victim of criminality, or who's most likely to find themselves the criminal as conviction of crime? Black people. So what does it mean for you to say we think that? What does it mean for you to be like, well, I don't think.
Well, the thing is, though, Black people here are not immigrants, and it's disrespectful called people who got kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the crimes that they committed crimes against us. You are not no immigrant. I'm saying, like, and the difference is every other group can tell you where they came from. Like, if you ask me, I don't know. All as far as I go back is Virginia. You know what I'm saying? All the way to like the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? So, that's as far back as I can find personal family. You know, and maybe one person like from down south, but I don't even know if that was a person in my family or not. You know. But
have you done your background, your lineage?
The thing is, though, it's disrespect. Yeah, like well, I have like birth, like, you know, like, well, the older people in my family got like records and stuff like that, but it only go back so far.
But you ain't do like the DNA thing.
Huh?
But you didn't do the DNA thing. Like
I ain't gonna lie, I did do that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did do that before. I ain't gonna lie. It showed like people that was my cousins that I never heard of, but like my family knew them. Like, oh yeah, that's my family, you know. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
It did show me people that was connected to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you do know some people
But
in
it
Africa.
used nothing.
So you do know you have some people in Africa that's your family members.
Well, no, well, I don't know any personal. I'm just saying, like,
What
I
I'm
got
saying is
cousins
you
that I
have
never
some.
heard of. That's like from. Oh yeah, well, I probably do, but I don't know them. Yeah, but I seen the thing. It says that I forgot where my makeup is from, but it's like, you know, like 80-something% African or something. Like, but it's like I forgot what it was. I'll try to look it up for the next time. But it was a bunch of different stuff, but mostly African.
Together and do. And then for me, it's like, so you didn't Wakanda forever. You didn't wear your dashikis. You dancing to your afro. You know what I'm saying? Shit, your Afro beats. You listening to. You feel me? You nominated. You know that. You know that when Rihanna started leaving Barbados, niggas didn't stop leaving in Barbados. So it's like there are various ways that African American culture, African American vernacular, either A, celebrates, or B, is incorporated or is implicated in.
He's talking about at this point. He's talking about vernacular and the words we say. So I'll go to.
But the greatest part about our DNA.
What you say?
The greatest part about our DNA, it don't change. That's the greatest part. That if even if it's been 500, 1,000 years, your DNA is still going to remain the same. So it's still going to lead you back somewhere. And people don't understand it. They think, oh, it's about where you were born. That has nothing to do with it. It's about where your DNA. You have people that's in Africa now that was born there, but their DNA says Dutch. Their DNA says German. Their DNA says Brits. But here, we were born here, but your DNA don't lie. Your DNA leads you back to Africa. DNA is DNA, period. So I don't care how you look at it. But people look at it and say, oh, but you were born here. That has nothing to do with it. Your DNA is still from there, even if it's 500 years later. That's the greatest part about it. Yeah. That DNA don't lie. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I forget which countries it was. It was like, you know, did you do one? Have you ever done one?
I have not, but I've always wanted to. But you know, there's so much talk about it, so I have not. You know, just waiting, holding off, because so many people said don't. Some people, you know, and when it was real big, a couple years ago, everybody was doing it, and I said, oh, let me hold off for a minute, and then people said, oh, don't do it, so I did not. So, you know, not that it was anything wrong, but I would have loved to have done it just to see. I would have loved to have done it then when everybody was doing it. I wanted to do it. It was just costing so much to do it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I need to wait till the prices go down. You know me, I'm cheap.
Well, no, I found it wasn't. Well, I got it for a gift, but it was like on sale for like $20 or $30.
Marcus, but Marcus, that don't mean that. If your DNA is saying, even if my great grandfather was from Africa, whole 100% African, that DNA is still in me. So even if I was born here, that doesn't make me 100% American, nothing. That makes me my DNA from there. So that's incorrect information. But if you want to believe that, you can believe whatever you want to believe. But I'm just saying, DNA is everything. You can't change DNA. It's not about where you were born. It's about where your foundation came from. That's what it's about. Just like I said, you have people in Africa who was born in Africa whose lineage came from Dutch. So in their DNA, it says you're from German. You're 50% or 60% German. That does not mean that you're African. You're not. Your DNA, which don't ever change, it goes down from generation to generation. It says that you're from Dutch. So that's what you are. your culture. You know, you can move to America and you can grow up in America.
And I would say that.
Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, thing is though, like even with this, like we shouldn't even want to be foundational to America. America is built off of our bloodshed and our destruction, and that's how it
So how
needs the
come you
black
can be
men
so
in
proud to
prison.
be
It
from
needs
America?
you
That's
to be
so
in its
stupid.
labor class, and right.
But-
And that's the thing. It's somebody else's nation. We shouldn't even be. And that's the whole point of why we should, because even if we getting lost of why we falling back, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. Let it, you know what I'm saying? Because it cannot, you cannot take the roots out of a tree, you know what I'm saying, and it survive. And you cannot take the roots out of America and like the whole entertainment industry runs off of you, your what you do, the criminal system, everything runs off of your blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? We do not want to be a part of anything that they do, you know. Well, if we were smart anyway, because the thing is, like, you come up, there's always black people that gotta save America. Always black people. Why would that's stupid? You know what I'm saying? It's slaves fighting, and then George Washington lied to them. It was slaves fighting, and then Abraham Lincoln lied to them. It was slaves fighting, and then JFK lied to them, and Trump lied to them. They all lied to you, like, you know. But anyway, so.
But you know, people gonna
Yeah,
believe
it
what
definitely,
they want.
and they're going to pay us our reparations.
Absolutely,
Yeah, they're going to pay for what they did,
for all that
they're
free
going to pay
labor.
for what they did, and that's.
But I'm gonna take mine and go right back to my homeland, which is Africa. I guarantee you that they won't see 1 red cent of that money. Not my heritage, lineage, or whatever you call it. Not a damn of it. Not here. I will take it right on back to where my lineage started from. But go ahead.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about what to do in other words. So
the FBA gangsters is that when we start talking about this country, it is always already about black people. Right? And they're talking about it in conversation to immigration. What we know is individuals that understand the laws that if you're able to overturn a particular law, that law and what precedent it sets also becomes overturned. So when we start talking about Donald Trump being able to turn birthright citizenship, my argument is that it's going to have an impact on the political, social, economic reality of black people, because that particular law is what lit into faction. Number two argument is that even if you
we already saw that you aren't a citizen of America. Like, you could be found, we're slaves to America. That's what it is, bro. Like, you're a slave to this, and we could be free, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to pay for what they did. But the point is you ready to make them pay one way or another? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we at that level? You know? Oh yeah, he's definitely a Democrat dude. Yeah. And yeah, for sure. But all right, so we're gonna go to
that you don't care about, you feel me, the black immigrants, the Haitians, you feel me, even if you say you don't care about them, right? We know that them are all.
And see, you know what's crazy about that part, right? When people say that, they would say, like, because I was telling them, don't get caught up in that FBA argument stuff, that back and forth stuff. Just focus on what you want to do, if it is, you know. But they would be like, well, most of the immigrants ain't even black. And then when we go back to this one, what happened to immigrants, I don't know if I got the one when they was at the border or whatever. I don't know if I got it here. Yeah, here we go. So you remember this, and then they tried to tell us that, oh well, we mad at the immigrants, but they're not. It's not but now all of a sudden, they're using them in a way. Well, it's like a gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? They're gaslighting us to care about immigration, the concept of immigration, right? Because before they would be like, well, the black immigrants aren't doing anything because it isn't enough black immigrants to do something. But now they're using it in a way that is no, it did not do that, my brother. You gotta really like, because we've been through this. You can watch the last we came on here Wednesday, or you can come on here right now and prove and show me where it overturns where in the Constitution that you are even a person, because we just talked about that. So if you want to come on here, you can come on here and show me that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what up, my brother guy?
Always in proximity to us and how we live. We know that whether you live in LA, Houston, Miami, Black communities are always in proximity to the immigrant communities. My argument is that we understand this, and it's the reason why it's important, is that these police targeting always spills over into the Black community.
All right, so he's saying, like, just because they're watching the immigrants, so now watching us. But the thing is, sometimes though, they use some immigrants to watch the Black people, right? Because into a crowd, like, they can gaslight us, like he's kind of doing right here, you know what I'm saying? Where they use certain people to infiltrate movements and certain things and then make it for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And things that we try to do for ourselves. Yeah, definitely pull some links on, my brother. All right, my brother Anthony. The thing is, a lot of times they use, because you got to realize, you know, if you were a country, right, you're not going to bring the people in revolutionaries. You're going to bring in the people who kind of have you know what I'm saying, allegiance. They're not going to go but because they like, I don't want to leave, you know what I'm saying? So you know, and I don't know if you want to say something, Cassidra. You want to say something? I don't know if Cassidra's still there, so I'll keep going.
Always spills over into the Black community.
Go ahead.
You want to say something?
I was on mute. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right.
There are surveillance in the Dominican community or surveillance in the Haitian community. That surveillance also has an impact on how we live in proximity to who they surveillance. Two reasons why I'm telling you for sure, and when we win this argument, win this debate single-handedly, is that these is the reasons why Black people should also care about what's going on, birthright citizenship, and when it comes to mass deportation. The third thing is, to me, the most.
And that's the thing, bro. If you were why are you complaining about how the constant injustice that you face in every single thing? You face injustice. That's not. If they have to renew your voting rights, you know, your rights to vote every 20-something years, that does not make you a citizen. It makes you a slave of a country. You know what I'm saying? We are considered, and that doesn't mean that we're slaves, but I'm saying, even if you want to take it to American thing, you are a slave to this country. You know what I'm saying? We go beyond America. America is like 200 years old. You know what I'm saying? Some 70-some years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and their system predates America. You know, it's crazy. Like, you got to go through the whole thing, bro. Like, because if you go through the 14th Amendment, and I'm telling you, you can come on here tomorrow if you want to. You can set it up anytime. You can show whatever you want to show. I'm inviting people to come on here and prove to me where the 14th Amendment overturned this Dred Scott thing, where it told me where you became a citizen.
You're not.
Because I'm not gonna say that, but I'm saying I've been asking people for like 3 years now to come on and have this conversation, because I would like to be proven wrong. Not that you should even want that in the first place, because you would want to be in charge of your own stuff. But anyway.
Most obvious thing, and the reason why I know, but it's like, when you respond, make sure you respond to the 3 arguments I'm saying. You feel me? Because you want me to go first.
All right. Anyway, let me keep going. So I don't know what this is. Okay, here we go. I think that problem is though, consider Black people have this proximity that we want to have, that we want to keep to whiteness though. We want to be,
For many of you who don't know,
we want to be a part of something that is not for us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And even the brothers that is supposed to be down, you know,
They're not.
is got a problem with it because they really scared when it comes down of it. You know what I'm saying? Because of number one, if they kicked you out, where you gonna go? And even if they did, you know what? It's going, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be another transatlantic in 6 months because they gonna need you to be the labor. They're not gonna have you as Black people on your own, living life peacefully, have their own nation. That's never gonna happen. This conversation, that's why they call Benjamin Franklin and all them white nationalists or abolitionists, because they wanted to kick Black people out of the country because they wanted it to be a white nation. That's nothing new. Like, there's no difference between Trump and George Washington and Benjamin Franklin or none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no such thing as a lesser of two evils. There is no such thing.
No such thing.
And that's no matter what side you on. And listen, and I'm saying all of this stuff, and anybody can come on here anytime and prove me wrong, and that because I'm wrong. But the problem is, y'all is scared. You know what I'm saying? But let me play.
For many of you who,
and at the end of the day, if if what they saying is true and they kick, the question is, what are you gonna do about it? Now what you gonna do? Are you gonna go, or are you gonna fight, or are you just gonna be like, oh,
exactly, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna stay, you're gonna go, what are you gonna do? You're gonna die.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna die if you stay here.
No, I can't see a link.
This land is done,
link, bro. No, I can't see no link, but you can come on here and show it or tell me about it or say whatever you want to say. I know you said you've been studying it for some years now, so like, please educate me if I'm wrong about this. But you are not a citizen, which is why I was trying to tell you. It's because the law specifically says what it says for a reason, just like when it says the 13th Amendment. I know you'd be like, the 13th, like, and how incarceration is used to re-enslave people, you know what I'm saying? But it also says involuntary servitude, which is like, you gotta volunteer to go to work every single day to do something for, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But on top of that, it says persons in the law. But the only time that ever mentioned in the Constitution itself says that you are not a person. Why would they specifically go out the way to say persons who was born whatever, you know what I'm saying, when they said that you are not that? But she said, where's your people from? You heard me, Cassidra?
I'm not listening. Go ahead. I'm paying attention.
for many of you who don't know, this is my fraternity. He normally is very lighthearted, very funny, but he, in one of his recent videos, that shocked my spirit, because I have been saying this for some time now. That's why I left the United States and I now have a visa in Panama, is because I believed the way that he is thinking right now. So I'm gonna let him say he has said, and I'll provide my commentary on the other side.
And let me ask Marcus here. You say all your people, how far back are you able to go back? For me, I can only really go back to like the 1870s, about that, you know, like my great, like I think it's 3 greats grandparents. How far back are you able to go?
I'm not trying to scare nobody, but we are in danger. If you haven't been watching the news and checking out going on, we're in a lot of danger right now, because the Constitution, the United States Constitution, as they about to cut all through that, and we are accustomed to having rights. All of our rights is at risk right now. that whole man, as far as this administration and the way he is going and the way things are going, and when they say mean, your ass don't have no rights. Oh, we're gonna wait till the midterm election comes. Be no midterm election.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off. He said, my people was from Emporia, Virginia, in like the 1860s or something like that. But my brother, like that's what I'm saying. We predate 1800s, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you going to go? Like, who were you before this? You know, America is the youngest nation. Like, it's one of the, I know they all the nations that it created, like from like Africa and all that stuff, but America is a young nation in the terms of, this goes back beyond 1800s and 1700s, and America only became America in 1776. So it wouldn't even be American or none of that, you know. But anyway, I'll run it back a little bit.
Yeah, that means your ass don't have no right. Oh, we're gonna wait till the midterm election comes. Ain't gonna be no midterm election. You better look into getting a dual citizenship somewhere if you can, because yep, things about to get ugly. Things about to get really really ugly. Yep, and I'm scared. Scared. It might be, we might have to pack up our families and leave, because if ICE can get immigrants, never.
By the way, he was like, we're gonna have to pack. He didn't say we're gonna have to grab our guns and fight or nothing. He said we're gonna have to pack up our bags and leave. He said, come get us. Damn.
Exactly.
They got no fighting Negroes
He ain't say nothing about fighting, honey. I know I'm not fighting nothing. I guarantee you that, honey. I won't be fighting nothing. They can have all of this.
You from America,
This
you
is a
gonna fight before you
sinking.
get kicked out.
People don't understand. America's done. Why do you think Trump is? There's no more money, none whatsoever. Why do you think he's closing all these bases, all of this flooding? You guys are gonna stay here, and people don't understand where this is all going. It's going somewhere. You got the floods in Texas, you got the floods in Florida, you got a lot of stuff going on, and people still say, well, I'm gonna fight. You're gonna have a whole people, it's gonna get so bad here. You're not even going to be able to leave your house without being attacked. I'm telling you. But people would rather fight that than to get up and move somewhere that's going to be safer for them. I know where in the hell I would stay here in America. I would not. I'm not fighting for nothing that's done. It's a done deal. I'm not fighting for something that's rotten. That makes no sense. You're going to go down with the ship just like people did with the Titanic. They went down with the ship. I'm not going down with the ship. And I'm not going to fight for a ship. I guarantee you, honey, we've done enough fighting. I'm not fighting for none of this. This is crazy. Why would you? That makes no sense to me. Why would I? When I can go somewhere and have a whole lot more peace than I have here. Crazy. And see, people say that who ain't never visit nowhere. They ain't got time for it. Y'all sit right here and stay put and fight until your heart's content. I'm done. I'm not fighting nothing. My ancestors did all of that for me. So y'all can stay here and fight if you want to. Fight over you, Indian. Fight over you this. Fight over this. Look, who gives a damn? Just get out if you can, period. You want to fight? Fight. Go for it. Anyway, go ahead, forecast.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you, you know, and well, for America, you know, but and that's the thing, because, and I would say this to the Marcus in the chat, you know, well, I don't think she want to say where her family is from, bro. So neither one of us could tell you where, like, I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm from this area near Nigeria and like blah blah blah. I can't tell you that, you know. The thing is, like, I also realize that it's important to put ourselves in position to be in charge of our own destinies as well. You know what I'm saying? there's things that we need anywhere on the face of the earth, then we have to do what we have to do to take what we have to take. Like, we can't be nice, we can't politic, we have no friends at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So if I have to get something, like if I need a certain kind of resource, it's just like Europeans ain't from Africa, but they sure call themselves South African all day long, you know what I'm saying? Because they need the land, but they also need you to be a slave. Nah, she's from here talking about, bro. But anyway.
And just go and get them, and without their due process in court.
The thing is, though, bro, like, because I didn't want to say that, like, when people be saying that, oh, that I'm American nonsense, like, that's kind of like clone energy, coon energy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need a savior. It's that John Brown savior complex that we got. You know what I'm saying? Like the Indians ain't our friends, the Mexicans ain't our friends, no form of European is our friends, nobody is our friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I think the problem is she don't know you and she think you like a troll, bro. Like, that's the problem. You know, she think you on here trolling. That's why she not trying to say none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
why can't they do it to everybody else?
So one of the reasons why I developed the Soft Landing Network is like him, that we are facing an existential.
Yeah, that's extra coon energy. You fought in every American. Like, now tell me the Black War you fought in for yourself. That's coon energy to the 100,000%. You know the first person to die for America was a mulatto, but black dude. You know what I'm saying? The last person to probably die for America is a black, and then came home and got locked up, got a white girl and lied on him. He can't drink out the was sitting there. Then they tell you in the Vietnam, the army ain't a place for no black man. Where's your army, bruh? That's why it's coon energy, because you're other man to conquer other people, to take their resources and use to exploit you. When we got millions of us black people locked up in jail, you got the brother Carmelo Anthony, and we ain't gonna sit there and do nothing. Where's our army to go stop him? If we're gonna go fight other people for somebody else, why we ain't gonna fight somebody else for ourselves? That's why that's coon energy. I'm not trying to say that you are that, but that's what that energy is. But I'm not blaming you. I'm not hard on the coons, because I realize it's a mental condition. You know what I'm saying? We have been trained to be servants of other people. That's why people expecting us now. That's why the Mexicans expecting us to serve, because we was talking about black and brown in that. Was talking about all of these things, trying to be everybody's friend and get stabbed in the back every single time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fighting in every single war, knowing that every time they stabbed you in the back is dumb as hell and slave energy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would say. And I ain't trying to come off at you, bro, but this black people stuff is just getting old, you know. But so you can go fight in the American war anyway. I support the family money. I don't know what that means, so like I'm gonna let you talk about this last part where he talking about
why can't they do it to everybody else?
So one of the reasons why
we're gonna talk about the solution after
I believe, like him, that we are facing an existential threat, a threat that we have never. And for those who are interested in getting out,
fighting in a war you don't agree with is hella cool, bro. Like, yeah, that's cool energy. Like, then you gonna fight for a war you don't agree with? Why would you do that? That's dumb.
With every war, starting with the revolution, that's crazy. Why are you fighting for other people's freedom when you're not free yourself? That makes no sense to me. But that's confusion right there. That right there, all of that conversation is confusion. But hey, I don't try to convince people what they believe. If you want to believe that you believe what you believe, and I'll believe what I believe, and we'll move forward. Seriously, I'm not trying to convince you that this is not your land. If you say it's your land, honey, it's your land. It is whatever you say it is. But I know for me and mine, I'm out. I'm not going to die. I'm not dying with the ship. I'm not. And I'm not going to wait till the last minute where I have to run up out of here and run to another country, or be deported somewhere else, because and to a place especially that I know nothing about. I'm not going to be deported somewhere just because you want to deport me somewhere, and then I'm locked up and you locked up for forever, and I'm not doing that. Trump already didn't told you, and signs are there what he's doing next. So you guys can sit up here and think that you're safe if you want to. Black folk ain't never been safe. Never. Okay, so y'all just keep that in mind. But if you want to stay here and fight for the ship, you go ahead and fight for every dollar. Fight for the ship, fight for the cruise ship, fight for the house, fight for the land. You can fight till the cows come home. I'm not doing that, and I've chosen not to.
We fought for everybody.
Yeah, we're done.
We don't fought for everybody.
Exactly.
That's the problem, though. We fought for everybody but Black people, though. That's what I'm saying. If you're willing to die for something, why not be for your children? Like, just look at it. This is for my children's freedom. If you want to be selfish, you know what I'm saying? But
anyway. And then you told me, he said, I don't agree with our ancestors fighting the Civil War for our freedom and turning the tide. What does that mean? That don't mean. I'm done, Marcus. I'm done. I just did whatever. Well, you can. You know what? I'd rather for you to fight than flee.
But we're not fighting. We're fighting somebody else's war, bro.
Exactly. I'd rather. You know what? I would rather for you to fight also, and I'm going to flee for you. I'm going to flee for you. He just said didn't agree with our ancestors fighting the Civil War, but they did, because they thought the same way you did, but they did fight for their freedom. I don't even think Marcus is Black. I don't. It's something going on here with this conversation. I'd rather fight than flee. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you fight my war, fight it for me, and I'm going to flee for you. So I'll be safe while you over here fighting. I have chosen not to do that. So, and that's my individual personal preference. I don't have to agree with you, and you don't have to agree with me. But if you want to fight, hey, go right ahead. I have a couple weapons for you to fight with if you want to use them, because I won't need them, because I'll be somewhere else, safe and not fighting and have my freedom. So I'm just saying, and I'll have my life. So you go right ahead. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right. So
yeah.
I think you got to say something.
A threat that we have never experienced before.
And then we're going to wrap it up after
who
this.
are interested, the United States, and having a checklist and a set of resources that they could use.
You got a lot of Black folk that have left America already.
I would encourage you to go to the second link in the bio and at least do the checklist of everything that you need to exit the United States, if that's something that you're interested in doing.
Absolutely. I'm on my way. I swear.
All right. So
I am on my way.
What you think about that?
I totally agree. And
you had a checklist or whatever.
I totally agree with what he's saying. I totally agree that it is time right now to get out if you can. I totally agree. If you don't want to fight, if you want to fight. I totally agree with you fighting. But me, I'm not going down. I see too many signs, and I do believe that if you stay here, you're going to die. It's going to be very hard for Black people. It's going to be very hard in America, period. Because what is happening, everything is being reset. If you're not white, and I say so, I mean, it's getting ready to be civil wars. People, I mean, you can already see what's happening. You can feel the atmosphere even now with all these people dying, with the tide water and the flooding and stuff. You can always feel stuff in the atmosphere if you really concentrate on it. But people will feel that and still stay with the ship. The Titanic, honey, I'd have been off that thing long before it sank. Did you hear me? Honey, I'd have been off of that thing while y'all sitting up here trying to go down with the ship. And some people sat there. Honey, Cassie would have been on one of them little boats, and I'd have been watching y'all sink, because I would have got on that boat. I swear I would have. I'm not the one to sit here and fight for every tooth and every morsel of bread. I'm not doing that. Why? I'm just not. But hey, you want to fight and take your family and you and your family stay here until God comes back or until the cows come home, then that is your prerogative. And that is, hey, do you. Seriously. I would never sit up here and tell you not to fight. I would never tell you not to run. I would never tell you not to leave America. I would never tell you to leave America. I'm just telling you what Cassie is doing. So I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I don't care if you Indian. I don't care if you African. If you want to be safe, if you feel that something's going on, then my thing is you have all these countries. You can go to Panama, you can go to Costa Rica, you can go to Africa, you can go to a lot of black folk that went to Thailand. You can go anywhere on this green earth that you want to go besides America, period.
Ain't no white people over there, Cassandra. Ain't no white people there. Ain't no white girls there. Stop it. I ain't going nowhere. Exactly. Ain't no white girls.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You know, you ain't going nowhere. Ain't no white girls there.
I have chosen not to fight. I have chosen to flee. And whatever you call it, I don't care if you call it fleeing. Honey, Cassie is going to put on her boots and flee, baby, because I already told I would have never gone to fight a war. And I told my daughters not to. And even now, they're not going to fight nobody's war, period. Y'all can send y'all kids to fight for a country that hates you. You can fight for a country's freedom. You can fight for oil. You can put your children up to fight for whatever you want to. But for me and mine, my children are fighting. They're not going to fight for this country. I don't care if I had boys. I would send them out of this country before they get drafted. As soon as they hit 18, baby, go. You can go to school abroad. Seriously, you don't have to stay here. I would never let my child fight for this country. No way. You got to
call Marcus to go fight.
Huh?
I'm gonna call Marcus to come fight. They
Marcus, you
got me. I got somebody. I'm gonna send my boy up there.
You got it.
Right on the front lines.
Got it. You got it.
It was like America.
That's right. You go right ahead,
America.
Marcus. You got this. You got this,
and then
Marcus. Because you can have it.
Yeah, and then they're gonna when they get back, they go. All right, let me stop. All right, so and the only reason I even indulged in that is because I be asking people to come up here and prove that they are citizens, but they don't, you know what I'm saying? And prove me wrong about the 14th Amendment, because I would like to be wrong about it, but you know, he started coming over here, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, people do like
it's so funny
disruptions, but you're supposed to I try to use it as something.
Wait a minute, forecast. This person is only trying to go back 200 years. Black folk have been around since forever, the beginning of time, and you want to say, oh, you're from here, but Black folk have been from all over the world. So you can't really say, oh, I'm just from here. You're not. DNA is, I mean, lineage DNA is from four corners, you know. So my thing is, I'm not going to sit up here and argue with you about what, you know, you said you can only go back 200 years. Well, what about before then? Was there no you before 200 years? You had people coming from somewhere. So I don't believe that we just, you know, just 200, we just going to concentrate on 200 years here and now. No, you originated from somewhere. You originated from somewhere. So whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because and I guess he's not really listening. He just came in because like, you think we care about deportation? We was just laughing about it for like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that is.
He's talking about some Reed Frederick Douglass about immigration, but we just so he's a little bit late on the conversation. And like you said, it's probably
didn't Frederick Douglass
just a troll, but you use trolls when you can, and if not, just ignore them. Yeah, that, you know, consider I didn't want to take it there.
Wasn't he married to?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you go back 200 years, because before that.
Okay. Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Before 200 years, there was no. You would have had to go travel to some. They was all dying off in forest, and really get none of them, you know. So consider I wanted to play this one for the sister here. Damn, let me see. Okay. Now she's talking about.
And what's going on with the training? Are you still doing it? Yes, I am still doing
this
it.
The sister talking about some solution type stuff. So we're gonna play.
Don't know much about it. I do want to share. It is homeschool like you mean it, right? I just feel like
right. So you're a mulatto. That would make sense then, if you have if that's what you're saying. You're trying to say you're a mulatto. Gotcha.
So many of us who are homeschooling now, and the resources, the training. And I do this a few times a year where I give the opportunity from to learn and to share and to ask their questions. And then I also share more about our Black homeschool certification, which we have been running years, and we've graduated over 100 graduates at this point all across the country. And so this is kind of my way also of giving back, right, throughout the year. I can just share some resources where I can share my expertise, my experience on how to be the top Black living in the world for you and your family. So I'm just going to share a little bit more about it. Those of you who are here tonight, not even this evening, as I said, those of you who are here tonight, I give thanks for you just jumping on really quick so I can share more. And I just want to share more about what we talk. It really takes a strong, powerful network of people, of family, of friends, of those in the community who share in the power of creating these experiences for our young people, making sure that we are tapped into the resources. There's so many resources for our children and families that a lot of them not know about. But also there's certain strategies and principles that are beyond necessary. I've been homeschooling for almost 30 years, and never would have thought that I would be where I am today because of making that choice to take the education of my children in my own hands. And so back then it was really looked at as something kind of taboo. Like, why would you do that? I got a lot of, feedback from others that was based on, fear. Like, I don't understand why you would want to take that on and not allow the school system to be in leadership. And I feel that's really what it comes down to, is declaring for ourselves and our family that we will take leadership over our children's future, over the future of our people, over everything that governs the greatness that we must produce with our children. So I take this very seriously. Just want to give a little background. I'm the executive director and the founder of the Minds Black Homeschool and Education Institute. And wow, who would have thought after all of these years that I would be with so many other children. I've worked with thousands of families across the world. And I've also...
So the sister is talking about, because we need this more than ever.
I got, years ago when I started seeing so many things that were going on within the system.
This is amazing.
We do aspects, looking at the curriculum itself and how it really lacked what we needed, what our people needed.
Yes.
In order to be able to thrive and are producing and creating excellence for ourselves and for our own community.
Wow.
So with that being said, I took the lead, and knowing that it was a thing that I could do, I kind of stumbled on it in the sense of looking for opportunities. I said, well, I don't want my children to just go to any school. I was living in New York City at the time. And as you know, New York City is wild. So I was just like, my children are not touching that system. So I was really looking more for private schools. And, in the looking for private schools, I came across homeschool. And I said, wow. I said, so this is something that anybody could do? It piqued my interest. I noticed that it was mainly white Christian women groups that were based in New York City and that area. And I didn't see anything for our people. There was no conversation about this being an option for us in our community. However, it piqued my interest.
See, and she breaking down like how anybody can get into this. Like why would you want your children in their school systems? Because like of the way that they designed it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like they, So I mean,
with that being said, I take it very seriously. But yet, even with that, I give myself
and just ignore
grace.
Don't even worry about that.
Make mistakes like life itself, right? But also I make sure that I am studying my craft, as a leader, as an educational leader, but also mission public school to what our values, our morals, and traditions may be at home. So I first want to preface it with that. I'm going to share a little bit about the train. Going to be on very now.
This is amazing. I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
This is
you
much
don't really
needed
know
in
if you
our
can
community.
do. So I invite you all as well. Just kind of on the
I
fence
would love to partner
find
with
out
her.
more. What does it really take?
Yeah, I asked her for this is the sister I was telling you about. I asked her, I'm gonna see if she say something. I asked her if she want to come on here. So
Yes, that would be amazing to partner up with her, and we can support her schools for our children, because you have to start somewhere. You know, this would be amazing. I would love to partner with her where I'm in the bush. I would love to.
Just desire, right? What are all of the
We need to try to get
legal
on here.
requirements? You know, how do you go about finding, or how do you find social activities for your children? It's infinite things that we're going to talk about. And you'll get a chance as well. So
she got her own
even
thing.
though
Y'all
AI
should
and the
support the
technology and all
sisterhood
that is
too.
being pushed, because we know, yes, our children have to learn about that too, right? And leaders and innovators and creators in all of these professions. At the same time, sometimes there's huge challenges and gaps in terms of, you know, experiences and how they're experiencing them within the tech world. A lot of them are really getting lost in systematic issues also. There's a lot of preconceived notions about what our children can and can't do. And so we see the cultural erasure happening, you know, them banning the books, although I think crazy on my part. You know, I think about it, I'm like, why are we fighting about them banning books? Like, we can go to the library, we can go to bookstore, we can get the books that we want.
We can we can do it
to me, that's not
ourselves,
even
right?
And honestly,
You see the difference with Ricky Smiley. Like, I'm scared if they come and they gonna take me, we just gonna have to go, y'all. And she was like, they're banning books. Like, I don't really care. I'm gonna get my own books and I'm gonna do it myself. You see how she was talking about building, but a lot of times, like, and I hate to say it, like a lot of men is acting like bitches is why we got enslaved 3 times in the last 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Because we act like some bitches sometimes, and we just be scared. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. So shouts out to this sister right here too. You know, play a little
I feel
bit
like
more,
they're
and then
not
we'll
going
get
to
off of
have
here.
the real Black we need that's going to truly empower us. Like, you know, the blueprint for Black power, or, you know, some of those really high level books that change our lives in ways where we have more of a liberatory thinking. So just, you know, to stop giving.
We'd be like, oh, this white bitches ain't nothing for real. Like, I don't need white bitches to feel validated about myself. You know what I'm saying? We need that to start from young so that we know that we are greater than just the slave class that we have been reduced corporation of America.
Away our power and to stand in the essence of who we are and what we came here to do. Like that's our obligation, parentship. And so we're going to talk about that. Like, talk to me, like, what is leadership? What is leadership? Sometimes we think you got to be leading an organization or leading a family and leading your own children, right? And having that opportunity to ask ourselves the deeper questions of what does it take to be a phenomenal leader? You know, a lot of our children are also facing a lot of the daily exposure to negativity, whether it's curriculum trauma, which we don't even, it's the curriculum.
And see that, and then we'd be like, why do Black people be saying so much dumb stuff? And then why do people be like lesser of two evils and think that we have any kind of friends in the world and any of this kind of stuff? It's trauma.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's
that's trauma. That's trauma. And we suffer with trauma, a lot of
to
trauma.
fight each other and
yeah. I mean, we could see somebody doing something really good and we'll say, we'll find something negative about them. Just like I have we talk about Ramona Bush, we talk about Simply Complete. Those are 2 organizations that I run, and people sit up here and be talking out their necks and don't even know what they're talking about. Check my work. People don't even understand. It's all about doing. It's about what are you doing for Black people? What are you doing? Why are you here? This sister right here, I would check her out. I will partner with her. I would stick her right on Ramona Bush. I would. Because I believe in the system of Black education. It is time for us to educate our own babies. It's time for us to get busy for our own. It's time for us to do for self. It's time for us to start educating our own. And she's doing it. And I swear, if you get on here, I would love to partner up with her. because we need to educate our own.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I mean, I even Ryan Dalton, big time. I've looked at his movies and the history and stuff on him. I've looked at all that stuff. People, they just one-sided. They want to keep their mind set on one thing. No, this world is so big. Where is everybody else getting their information? A lot of times people are getting the information from white folk. Then you want to sit up there and say you all, oh, I'm so black. Okay, where are you getting your information from? Where are you getting all this information? Oh, I'm Indians. Well, who told you that? Somebody white told them. So, you can, whatever. Who has time for all of that? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Yeah. So yeah, and
that's
the thing, Cassidra.
Oh, Lord.
And the problem is though, and the thing is, we have probably given into slavery more than any time in history right now. You know what I'm saying? Where we are less willing to fight than ever. But I also don't blame us for that, because like I said, it goes back to that integration thing, you know what I'm saying, where we lost our teachers and we began letting them teach us.
Exactly.
And we lost our love for ourselves. And so I can't really blame myself.
And you can see it. That's why you have people coming on here being negative about their own. He don't know me from anybody. And we'll come on here and we'll go against our own. This is some white supremacy stuff right there. That's hateful. That's hating yourself. And when you talk and you speak against your own, that's hate. You're hating yourself. And you say you from, but yeah, you might be from here, but your mind is not. Your mindset is white supremacy mindset. All of that talk, that's white supremacy mindset talk right there. Because I don't tell you, you want to intimidate. Get out of here. I don't have to tell you anything. I don't even have to talk to you. That's a white supremacy mindset. Remember when nobody was getting that thing in your arm, and then everybody was trying to make them do it, so they would talk negative and they would talk down to them, and they would go after them because they chose to do their own thing, and people didn't want you to do your own thing. They wanted you to follow along with them. I don't follow anybody. I follow my heart. Where I think I need to be, that's where I go. I don't care what you have to say. You do you, and Cassie gonna do Cassie, period. But all you got to do is go up on my website. My website is right there. It tells you raminthebush.org. Look that up. Then simply complete enterprise.com.
We need to talk about it, but you don't have to say that. No, and that's the thing. You don't have to say that, Cassidra, because and we do need to talk about it, but you don't have to say it. But what's funny though, and this is why I like having you on too, because for some reason I be trying to get people to come on here. Me but they won't come on here, but they be like, I'm good. We say the same thing, but they be like, I'm good, but they be like saying something different about you, and I don't understand why.
That's right there. That's a spirit of intimidation. That's a spirit of intimidation. Want to intimidate people. You don't intimidate me, dude. That's nothing talk right there. Yeah. That's your stuff. You're showing people just who you are. That you're showing people who you are. Period. I don't have to impress you. I don't even know you. I don't even care to impress you. That's your stuff over there. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he's talking about, and that's the thing, because and that's why I want them to come on here. So I want to have this conversation.
That's what it is. He'll never come. He'll never come up here. Never.
That's why they go after you and not after me, because he's saying this and something about Plecker, but I know all the talking because that's the 1900s. My grandmother actually was born before this law happened, so that goes back to 1924. You know what I'm saying? So Black Wall Street and all that, or 1919 and all that stuff predates this Plecker thing. That's what you're saying. You're gonna have to go back a little bit further. Even when the people who had these conversations came on here, you're gonna have to go back a little bit further.
A whole lot further.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're still gonna have to tell me, where are you from? Where are you from, though? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It can't be Ohio, because Ohio is 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? My great grandma is older than Ohio, so it can't be Ohio. And Virginia is
Oh Lordy.
Dates, whatever. But if you know the history of Virginia, I'm not gonna go to the history thing. I want them to come on here so I can do that, but they won't come on here. But I know it's late.
They're not gonna come.
I ain't gonna keep you on
They
here.
want to sit over there and sputter all that. Whatever.
They never come on here. People be making other lives, and then they had an opportunity to come on here, and he can come on here, and I was like, prove me wrong. Anybody can always prove me wrong.
They would never do it.
If you want, and I'll say this, if you have something where you want to question me, I'll let you question me, and I'll go through like a hot seat thing about whatever. If you want to prove to me that whatever you're saying is true, you know what I'm saying? So, but people usually go after you though, Cassidra. I don't know why they go after you.
It don't matter to me. They can do it. Doesn't matter. I'm not intimidated by people. I am not a people pleaser. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. Cassie is going to do what Cassie is going to do. I am not a person that cares about what people think. I don't. It's all about building for me. If you building, let's talk. If you're not building and you sitting over there running your mouth, hey, do you, period. I'm not here to intimidate. I'm not here to try to force anybody to listen to me. I'm not trying to and you're here listening. Obviously, you like something I'm saying, because you're sitting up here talking and you're here. Because if you didn't like it, you wouldn't be here. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is, thank you for coming, though. I hope you learned something. You trying to sprue your stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate
Go
it.
get your own live, and then you can sprue whatever you want to sprue, you know. And if what you're saying is true, if somebody want to do research, do your research. I don't need to do all that because you don't impress me. I'm not here for people. I am here to build, and that's all it's about. And whether I do it here or do it over there, because they need help too. Just like it's things that they can help us with, and it's things that we can help them with, and that's why I'm going. I'm going for peace. I don't know why anybody else will sit here in America and be treated the way they're being treated. I'm not going to stay here. I've already made my mind. I don't care if I go to Panama, if I go to Africa, if I go to Costa Rica, wherever. It's about peace for me. It's about healing. And that's all it's about. And I don't think that we can heal here in America. This is why you have people like this. I remember NFAC. Remember NFAC, man? Everybody went against this dude. This dude was actually trying to, change mindsets. But everybody is so wounded and so traumatized, and they want to hold on to that trauma instead of allowing themselves to be healed. Even if you have to move yourself for a minute and then come back after you get your healing, that's something that could happen in our country amongst Black people, because we need to heal. This dude has an issue with women for whatever reason. I don't even care whether it's his mom and dad, or maybe mad at his mama, or mad at his grandmom, or mom didn't raise him and the grandma raised him, and that's some stuff right there. But who cares? I don't have time for it. It makes no sense to be angry. You're angry because somebody don't believe how you believe. That's some punk shit right there. Period. Punk shit. That's exactly what it is. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
No, and as long as Cassidra make y'all, I'm glad Cassidra makes y'all mad too, by the way. But and it is, like that white girl is not gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And you know what, Cassidra, I'm kind of back to my petty. I'm back to being prepared. I wasn't even prepared as much as I should have been this last year. Nobody still came on here. I was still to tore them up though. But
they don't want another you. You know what? And have you noticed men the ones that have some other stuff going on, they don't come up against you. Why do you come up against a woman? Like I said, you already know what I'm thinking, right? That's some moist stuff right there. Okay. That's moisty. Okay. Real men don't act like this. This is some moisty energy here. You have an issue with women. I'm sorry, you need some healing. That's what needs to happen. You need some healing, bro. I wouldn't sit up there and hold all of that. I'd go get some healing, because everybody was born different. Everybody was raised different. Everybody have a different belief. If I talk to somebody, they don't believe how I believe, I don't get mad. I don't care, because you go ahead and believe what you believe and enjoy your life. Seriously, life is too short for all of this animosity, all this anger, all of this stuff that's coming out of your mouth. Life is too short. You came over here to do all of that. Why? Are you not happy? You want everybody to be unhappy with you? No, it don't work like that. It don't. You believe one way, God bless you. Keep believing like that. But because I don't believe like that, you want to This, so you want to talk all of this crazy talk, dude? Go and get you a life. Go get you a channel, and you can sprue all the what you want to sprue over there. Because don't nobody want to hear all of that over here. It's all about truth here. It's all about building. Period. We're trying to wake black folk up. I'm not trying to fight with my own, and I don't even believe he's black. I think he's hybrid. I don't believe he's black. You either talking about a half breed or a hybrid.
Yeah, he said he was mixed.
Yeah, see, and that's why he's acting like that. He got some issues with black women. Go head on with that. You got an issue with black women?
Yeah, they don't believe me.
That's your stuff, honey. That ain't my stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with that. God bless you. You know, your white mama didn't talk about black folks so bad. You have an issue with all black women. I feel sorry for you. I feel very sorry for you. That's sad. You spewing all of this, and for what? What did Cassie's do to you? Absolutely nothing but be black and die. Be black and eventually die when it's time. When it's time. Not when you say. Not when it's time.
But you know it's crazy though, because when you like actually stand up, like, and we only like black only type of thing, but like, you know, it's wild. Like if you talk to a Republican, they be like, you Democrat. If you talk to a Democrat, they be like, you Republican. If I was low key expecting Kofi to come on here today and start crying about the Democrats, or start talking about, I'm sorry, I take that back. Start talking about the Democrats or whatever.
Boy, he loves him some Democrats.
He would have called you FBA, but this dude, he loves him some Democrats. He do. And Bakari be backing up. Well, I don't know what. Anyway, but and he would have called you FBA, but now this dude calls you a teller. So it's funny. Like that's how you know that you on the right path. Like when each side come on you and try to use that talking point. Yeah, I mean, just let you know you on the right path when people come in.
That stuff don't work with me, honey.
Yo, but I love that people. I actually love that people try to come after you, but I love it. But I love that you're not bothered by it. I wish they would come at me.
I don't care about people.
I wish they would come at me. I want them to come at me. I want that.
He's not. He can't. That's not a man right there. Real man.
Yeah.
I mean, next time that energy is not the heterosexual energy. You understand what I'm saying? That's some bussy stuff right there. He would never come to a real man. He would come to a woman before he would a man, because a real man intimidates him. So he gonna back down off of you and gonna come after the black woman because he hate black women. You can tell just about the ones that has an issue with black women. And I feel sorry for him. You going on over there and do you with your white family, because that's who raised him. That's the white women. The white women raised him. That's why he act like that with black folk, because they didn't talk about black folk so bad in the family to where he has an anger against black women. He would never date a black woman. Never. He got so much anger and hatred toward black people because of his white side of the family, then talk so bad about black folk. So this is why he act like that. He had no reason to even, he had no reason to start spewing what he's spewing. But that's some black hate right there. And that's what that is. And sometimes you just don't say nothing. You just let them show themselves. I don't have to say anything. He just showed himself.
Yeah.
And he had an excuse why he was saying what he was saying. Who cares? You got a lot of black hate in yourself.
But that's the thing, though, consider a lot of people be.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a lot of black people be listening. A lot of people be listening, but they don't be saying nothing because I don't know. They don't agree with me and you say the same thing, but
we say the same thing. It's a man and woman saying it. It's a man saying it. It's a woman saying the same thing. That's crazy. But they'll go after the woman before they will a man. And we already know what that's not no male heterosexual energy. That's some coward stuff. That's manipulation.
That's a part of the reason why I wanted you to come on. Like, people be trying to come at you all the time. I'm like, but they be scared, so I don't know. They be terrified. But anyway, that's why that's what you get. What you're gonna get right now. That's why you're done. That's why America probably about to be nuked any day now.
Any day now. Oh my God.
We all about to be burnt up.
I'm just praying that I can get out of here.
Ain't no such thing as prepared.
No, how can you prepare when you got so many cells, so many people in this country that has not even been like vetted? You got so many people in this country that has not, you don't know nothing about them. And they had them borders wide open. And people think they safe. Y'all
Well,
not
I
safe.
mean,
You ain't safe. You're going to find out.
well,
Hmm.
well, we've been telling people to stock up on your stuff all this time, but Mark is gonna fight in the army, so y'all gonna be safe anyway. He gonna go sign up and go fight in the
I hope he does. Go fight.
army anyway. So
I wish you luck, bro.
we good. He got it.
Yeah, he got it. Him and all
Him and
his
Kobe
buddies
gonna be
got
up
it.
there.
Him and all his hybrid buddies got it. Y'all go right ahead. Fight for me while I'm on my plane. While I'm fleeing. Because I'm sure gonna flee.
Yo, whoever
Oh Lord.
Yeah, whoever listening, say something right now. But we about to get off of here. Yo, I appreciate all y'all for shouts out to my brother Anthony. My bad, my brother. Yo, just come on and say it on the live thing because I can't see. So I wanted to hear what you had to say about this because you, like, if anybody tell me I'm wrong, I would listen to you telling me on because you would know. So shouts out to my brother. Shouts out to Jermaine Thompson. Shouts out to Malik. Shouts out to Raw who was in the building. And you know, shouts out to Marcus here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. And all of the comments. He made the chat much better today. So, you know, appreciate the view. So you got any
Oh my goodness.
last
I
words,
appreciate
Cassidra?
everybody. It's all about building. If you ready to build, let's build. But yeah, Forecast, I really hope you get that young lady on here about that school because I would love to talk to her. I would love to partner with her. Love to. The one that's homeschooling. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my computer got froze for a second.
Yeah, I would love for you to get her on here.
But yeah, I hope I can get her on here.
Because I would love to take that with me. I mean, I'm sure she would love to have that school over there overseas in Africa. I'm sure she would love to. I'm just saying. That would be a great opportunity to educate even our African babies because being colonized,
yeah, it would be real nice.
Other folk educating you, that would be an amazing school to take there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I'm like I said, no, I appreciate you considering, and I'm glad that I do love it that people like that's a part of the reason because I don't know, like you get more smoke than me. Like most people don't like what I say, but they don't say nothing to me. But like they stuff to you, like, but they don't like me just as much as they don't like you. I don't know why.
But I don't even care. That's the thing about it. I don't care. I'm not here for people. I'm here to build.
I like it. I want them to come. I want them to go. You're right. Shouts out to Jermaine. He was still listening. I want them to say something.
One love, yes, Jermaine.
But you're right.
Yes,
you're right. I shouldn't care.
love.
You're right. I need to.
That's right. One love. All
right, this is gonna be my last words here, Cassidra. Let this brother have my last words, just so we can understand.
And really passed meaningful laws. It would not be necessary to pass any more. There are already enough laws on the law books to protect an American citizen. You only need additional laws when you're dealing with someone who's not regarded as an American citizen. But whites are so hypocritical. If he was a real citizen, you'd need no more laws. You'd need no civil rights legislation. Civil rights is, when you have civil rights, you have automatic. White people don't need laws to protect their citizenship because they're citizens. But they don't want to tell us we're not citizens. They don't want to pass laws that are meaningful enough to protect us as if we were citizens. And the Supreme Court desegregation decision is the best example I know from the Supreme Court. 10 years have gone by. No desegregated schools. It hasn't been implemented beyond, I think, 9% in 10 years. So it shows you the hypocrisy of the American white man. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. And for this reason, we who are Muslims, that is, who believe in the religion of Islam, who believe in God, We don't believe that black people will ever get any laws, get any problem with laws being passed or persons being put in office, white liberals being put in office. There is nothing that the white man will ever do to bring about true citizenship or civil rights recognition for black people in this country. Nothing will they ever do. They will always practice it. And with the Supreme Court, if the NAACP can tell me that they want a desegregation decision for me 10 years ago, but yet haven't been desegregated, as I say, this is a victory with no victory. It's a victory that you can talk about, but it's a victory you can't show me. So NAACP, and you were telling me about this great victory you won for me. When I look at you, I have to conclude that either you have been duped yourself, you are trying to dupe me. And in most instances where the civil rights struggle is involved, there is no civil rights leader can point to me on concrete gain, practical gain that black people have made in the civil rights field in this country, not only during, but during the past 100 years.
So anyway, Cassidra, I appreciate you. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.